Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 30 of the Illiana Stock Car Radio. I am your host, Jeremy Banning, and alongside me, as always, owner-operator of Goodacre Photography and Goodacre Enterprises, LLC.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Chris Goodacre. How we doing,
Well, they're one and the same now.
Well, it's you got two things going on.
I'm a little more official.
You're broadening out your portfolio, as they say in the business world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm having to pay more people.
Yeah. You got more people on the payroll now.
Yeah.
More official people. And,
sort of ish.
And more government entities want your money.
Well, so, I mean, everybody wants my money.
Yeah, that's true.
Good news for them, I don't have any.
Well, yeah, I mean, a portion of zero is zero.
Right.
So.
Nothing, carry the nothing, divided by nothing.
You start doing that new math that everybody's doing, and
no.
I have a hard time with old math anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, but some math that I do know. This is episode 30, and I don't know
it
about
seems
you,
to be important to you.
I like the number 30. 30 is a good number.
Yeah,
I'm all about the number 30.
Now, why would 30 be a good number for you, Jeremy Banning, driver of the
number 30 car? Yeah. My former number.
Right, you were 3 for a little while too.
I was 3, and then I added 0.
And you carried the nothing.
They did carry the nothing. Yeah, there was a whole lot of nothing being carried in my race cars. Trust me.
Hey, you won a race. I have photographic evidence of that,
and I have video evidence.
There you go.
I won one race.
That's all you need.
That's it. So
I know people have driven their whole lives, never won a race.
I can at least say I did get one.
There you go.
That's good. I got my 2 seconds of victory lane-ish.
No, we were down there for a good 45 to maybe a minute.
That's true. I got a good Kyle Busch bow in.
Yeah,
I did do that. I got that on video somewhere. I got to dig that out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it's at.
All right, so next Throwback Thursday, which is in
2 days.
Technically tomorrow when we're watching.
I've got a better Throwback Thursday that we're going to talk to our guest about this Thursday. So.
Oh, yeah. Did you like the throwback that I posted yesterday?
Which
and
one?
Kind of hijacked our account for it.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, the little.
Yeah, that was we did not buy one of those. Good God, those are expensive.
Well, I saw that, and I'm like, I didn't share that. I saw that was posted by you. I'm like, all right, he's in. He got it. So
I know how to post. I just don't. I've got publicists for that. I've got you. I've got Leslie.
It's all your employees, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not an employee, but...
Yeah, technically you'd be my employee, right?
Technically, yes.
That's how that works. All right, well, this is quite convoluted and confusing, and hopefully we're scaring...
It's about normal for us.
Yeah, it's about normal.
Yeah. Hi, Ricky.
Yeah, so why don't we just bring in our guest for this week? So,
all right, have you called him yet?
Not yet.
Does he know we're going to assault him? I mean,
he knows.
Call him.
Yeah, he knows, and he was willing, so we'll see.
Well, that explains quite a bit.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this goes here in a few minutes. But so kind of in preparation for the show, kind of what I thought we would do is we talked a lot of asphalt stuff so far. So I figured we'd kind of take a focus on someone from the dirt world today.
We're getting dirty tonight.
Yeah, but
maybe let's not call it that.
We kind of cheated a little bit. Cheated just a little bit.
Well, I mean, we're racers.
Because
if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Because this guy is an asphalt guy.
Well,
he's turned out. So
maybe we can get him to take a shower. I mean,
he's going to hear that you're saying this. So
yeah, I know.
So yeah, tonight we've got former Illiana Speedway racer turned dirt racer. He's won 2 consecutive track championships at 2 different racetracks.
Yeah, the last person I can think of that managed that was Anthony Danta. He won the last championship at Illiana, and then came back the next year, won the late model championship at Grundy.
So yeah, Shaun Elvis Wiltjer, who we got this week, and he's pretty excited about it. We're excited to talk to him, so let's dial him up.
You need some Elvis intro music.
I might be able to get some of that in there or something, but we're going to ask him about that.
Here.
I'm not sure if many of the dirt folks that he races against know the whole Elvis story.
I'm not sure we know the whole Elvis story.
Well, we're going to get to the bottom of it here.
It's going to be like a call Dave Alger. Hey, Dave, what gives?
Yeah.
It's ringing.
It is ringing.
It's still ringing. You told him the right time, right?
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, Shaun.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Jeremy and Chris here.
Good. Hey, guys.
Hey, Shaun.
How you doing tonight, bud?
Oh, we're good. Just over at the one room shop, thrashing as usual.
Right, but say you guys usually got a lot over there to thrash on, so.
Yeah, that's for sure. We definitely stay busy.
Well, that's good because, busy hands, beat other habits you could have, right?
Yeah, no, that's a fact. The old textbook meme always says, whatever, if your kid's into motorsports, they won't have time to do anything bad.
Yeah, or money to do anything bad with either. So,
money, yeah.
So, Shaun, we're happy to have you on the show this week. Maybe talk a little bit of dirt racing. We don't do a whole lot of that on our show, much to the chagrin of some folks. But first thing,
dirt people.
Yeah. Well, first thing I want to lead off with though is for as long as I've known of you, you've had the nickname Elvis, and I don't know that Chris and I have ever really heard the full story of how that nickname came about, and I'm not really sure if most of your dirt compadres know about that either. So, you want to explain that to us just a little bit?
It's a pretty easy explanation, actually.
Well, I would hope. I think the easiest route is you probably have an affinity for Elvis.
Well, I'm a fan of Elvis, always have been growing up. Of course, my mom was a huge fan of Elvis, so I kind of picked that up from her. But it actually balls back to my mom's wedding. There was karaoke there, and Dave Elgar and Judy were there to attend the reception. And, of course, after a few cocktails, Mom asked me to go up and sing an Elvis song for her. And pretty much basically from there, I like to think I'm pretty good with Elvis, but the name stuck. The following weekend, I believe, he started calling me Shaun Elvis Wiltjer, and the name just stuck. So that's how we're looking at it.
See, it's kind of along the lines we were thinking, just a little bit more there. So that's good stuff. So one thing we like to ask all the racers we have on the show is, how'd you get involved in racing?
Family business, of course, whatever. My mother and my father or whatever raced Raceway Park back in the day. That's where I cut my teeth. I'm saying probably from the mid-'70s, late 70s, early 80s on. Mom and Dad always raced out at Raceway Park, and of course it was natural for, as soon as I could beg and plead to get into a car, we started racing out there. Actually, the first laps I ever turned at Raceway Park were in a go-kart. They had a night special one night. They never had go-karts at night there, but they did a night, and I jumped in a go-kart from a friend. Ran around. I think it was a 7-lap race. I got lapped 8 times. I wasn't very fast at all. I thought I was fast until they passed me, but
like that Ricky Bobby,
exactly what I was thinking.
Getting cleared,
Were those the other cars?
Exactly. I mean, it more scared me, like you said, than anything. They come zooming past me, and I look like a little bobblehead dog because I think I followed a helmet from John Brolick or something. But it was a pretty wild experience. But it actually kind of molded a little bit. It changed the dynamic. The next race out, a kid had flipped over and got up into the wall and broke his collarbone. And, thank God he was all right, after the fact. But my dad looked at me and said, "You'll never turn another lap in anything without a cage." So from that point on, we went stock car racing, and just obviously started in street stocks and built our way up. But yeah, my family's been racing pretty much my whole entire life. My stepfather's raised me since I was probably a year old, so that's all we've ever known.
So you've been an asphalt guy for just about ever, right?
Yeah, I believe I bolted myself in an asphalt car first time in 1996, 1997, something like that. My dad tried dirt a few times when it was Broadway Speedway or Crown Point Speedway back in the day, but he didn't quite like the dirt so much with the dirt in the face and an open face helmet, and it just didn't work.
Right, yeah, that cannot work out very well, and not for your vision after a while. So take us back a couple years. Illiana closed a few years ago now. At that time, I remember you were doing the turbo stocks and the half miles and late model stuff, pretty much running anything you could get into. So what was the decision to say, hey, let's go try the dirt stuff?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. It actually, coming from the asphalt background, it really was a big leap to think we were going on dirt. But Honestly, it came from like a joke from multiple people. I've always run most of all my cars on the loose side. I don't like a tight race car. So
yeah, I remember some of those turbo stock features.
There's some pictures of the car was almost sideways.
Yeah, I remember seeing you burning it right rear off several times.
Exactly. Yeah, I wasn't too friendly to a right rear tire, but a lot of people, hundreds of people said, "Man, I think you'd be good on dirt. I think you'd be good on dirt." So it was always in the back of my mind. I have a lot of dirt friends, and they just went, you got to come try it. You got to come try it. So one year, I can tell you probably 2011, something like that. I tried a half season at Shadyhill, and I really kind of liked it. I mean, it was a lot of fun. So after we kind of got an inkling that Illiana was going to close down the year before it closed down, and we started transitioning over before the actual shutdown. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to kind of get a jump on, learning something on dirt. So that was it was a pretty big undertaking, I remember, because it was like, well, you watch all the videos on YouTube, and I've been sideways on asphalt my whole life, so this can't be that bad.
Right.
But it was definitely different. It was it's nothing how I thought it would go. So,
yeah, well, when we, the wife and I ventured out to Plymouth, soon after Illiana closed, we saw you out there, and I think every time we went out there, you got a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, and before I know it, you're winning features and able to get a track championship a couple years back. You won a stock car championship at Shadyhill last year, so you've made the transition quite well. What was the hardest part of the transition? Was it understanding what you needed in the car, or just the driving style, or?
Well, there's a two-part there. I have to agree with both sides of it. I can't take very much credit for the car-wise, because, like I had said just a little bit ago, I had gone off of what I thought dirt racing was. Mm-hmm. So I built an old Mid-American car I changed it over to a super street stock, put a cool 55 Pontiac body on it. I had a big, huge honking motor put in it, and that's what I thought dirt racing was.
Right.
So I went off and I spent half to three-quarters of the season basically lifting the wheel up, doing all the cool guy stuff, but I wasn't going anywhere. So I had to make a decision of what to do if I was going to stay in dirt racing and be competitive. I wasn't very competitive. I was, I say not competitive as in like a top 10 or a top 12 car. Well, I wanted to be a top car. So I see Mike Hollifield walking around the pits one night, and him and my dad go back to Illiana days when Mike Hollifield was on dirt, on asphalt. They used to race together. So I call him Sunday morning, and I'm like, "Hey, Mike, do you have a dog in a race?" And at the time, he goes, "Well, yeah, I've got Roger Zazinski I'm helping, I've got David Short I'm helping." And I said, "Well, I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to, I was just wondering if there was a possibility you could help." And his exact words to me was priceless. I'll never forget it. He goes, "Now, whoa, wait a minute, kid. I make money helping people on race cars. What can I help you with?"
Yes, money talks. That's pretty much a classic.
So that's how the whole relationship sparked between me and Mike Hollifield. Of course, he was friends with my dad. We brought my old 55 over there. He cut apart the front suspension and mounts and this and that. And from that point forward, I think we had like 5 or 6 nights to go at Plymouth. And we actually got up there and were rooting for top 3s and top 5s in the car. But, back to what you said, a lot of the car changeover from what I knew, but he is an amazing driver coach, because he had to get it out of my mind that, like he says, I have bad habits because I'm an asphalt guy. If I was a guy that never turned a lap in a race car, I wouldn't have any bad habits. Mm. But I spent 20 plus years on the asphalt, including bad habits.
Right.
So he had to get all of my bad habits out, and I'm positive they're not all gone. But He really taught me the last 3 years, 2.5 years, 3 years or whatever, to learn what the car needs and possibly search for a different groove that maybe has more bite or a better corner, or, along the lines of like adjusting the brakes in the car. I've learned a bunch from him on that. There's a lot of speed in that, but it has a lot to do with being a great driver's coach and a great chassis guy. So, yeah, like you said, though, it's two in part. You got to have, obviously, a good chassis setup, know what you're doing in the car. I'm not positive I do. I'm just doing okay right now. But we chose to, at the end of 2016, go over to Buzzer and ask him how much a brand new car would be. And, he builds an amazing car, obviously, but I was him hauling around. I don't want to take too much time on this, but I was him hauling around about, the money and, do I spend it? Do I build another brand new car and this and that? And God love him for it, because I walk into a shop one day and I've got, I don't know, $4,500, $5,000 in my back pocket. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure I'm going to put it down on a new car.
Right.
And I said, I want to talk to you about the new car and this and that, blah, blah, blah. He goes, well, it doesn't matter. He goes, your frame's at the sandblaster. He goes, and when I get it done, you're going to pay me for it. So at that time, I reached in my back pocket. I pulled the envelope of cash out. I laid it on the desk. I said, well, looks like you're going to need that then.
So you were pretty much told you were getting a new car.
Exactly. I've learned something. Our friendship, me and Mike Hollifield's friendship, as far as how we've gotten along the last 2.5, 3 years, is invaluable. I've learned something with him. When he says it's a corporate decision, he means it. That means that's just what you're going to do. So it's not a suggestion. So I've learned that about him. So when he makes the corporate decision on something, there's no argument. You just go ahead and do it, and it works out fine. So, and thank God, after 2 seasons with Buzzard Race Cars, we've got 2 championships at 2 different tracks. I can't be happier. I couldn't ask for a better chassis guy and a friend,
Right. So was there much, transitioning that you had to do from going for that championship at Plymouth to the championship at Shadyhill?
Yeah, I'd say so. Not so much car-wise, but driving style-wise, we did just a couple of chassis changes as far as suspension and everything. Nothing major, because, of course, we're under the Dirt Car Series blanket. We also have to follow them same rules. But we took the steel body off, and we hung an aluminum body, which, of course, lightened up everything. We could rescale differently. We did a couple of spring and shock changes. But the biggest change was, again, back to him being a driver's coach, was drive it like asphalt. You weren't to drive the car like dirt on Shadyhill, because the track is predominantly dry slick all the time. Mm-hmm. So you didn't want to, Plymouth has more grip, maybe a little bit better clay, whatever the case may be, but Plymouth Speedway, you go over to Shadyhill and it's more sandy, it dry slicks off quicker, so you really got to drive it like an asphalt track, get the car down into the corner and get it to turn, and that's where Buzzard's front geometry is just, 1 to none. His cars turn amazing. So it was more of just driver adjustment per se. We didn't do a whole bunch of big changes on the car to go over there.
Sure. And you kind of talk about driver adjustments. I'm curious. You talked about bad habits just a little bit ago. What's maybe the one bad habit that you really needed to work on to make that transition?
Well, Mike Hollifield, he had to remind me of this way I raced Illiana, or I raced my pavement tracks. And you'll notice I'll mention that now. I've learned it. We call them asphalt tracks. We're all asphalt guys. Well, dirt guys call them pavement tracks. I've learned that, and I get corrected a lot. I'm called the pavement princess when I'm on dirt. So, that one stuck pretty good. But what I've learned is, listening to him, I have a bad habit of driving straight to the corner and not actually arcing out in the middle of the straightaways, just like I would do at Illiana or Grundy or Rockford. Mm-hmm. I find myself in races past, I'll drive straight towards the corner and then try to turn, which makes the car either super tight or super loose. And he's gotten into my head and taught me, you got to make everything round. Make your entry to the corner is so vital on dirt. It used to be days where you just fling her in there, get her ramped up either on the bars if you're modified, or get a whole bunch of rear brakes if you're in her street stock and drive it sideways through a corner. But technology and tires and everything has gotten so much better. Now you need that great front end geometry like Buzzard provides with his cars to be able to turn into the corner like an asphalt car. So has a lot to do with it when it comes to getting rid of my bad habits. I mess up 100 times a night in the car, and I know when I come off the track, if he's there or if he calls my phone, he's going to chew on me a little bit.
Right. Now, do you think it would have been easier for you to go from dirt to asphalt than it has been from asphalt to dirt?
I can't. Honest to God, I don't think I can answer that question because, again, I've got 20 plus years, whatever, behind the wheel of an asphalt car, but I can say this. I believe that coming from asphalt, it has definitely made me a better dirt racer. And now that I've got the years on dirt, when I go back to the asphalt, let's say Grundy or Rockford or whatever, I believe in my heart of hearts that I'm a better asphalt driver because I have more car control. I think maybe it's just me getting older. I just turned 40 last year, so things are a little different. I'm not 19 anymore to where I can just get up on top of the wheel and sling her in there and make it happen. But I want things to slow down in the car now to where I have a better read on whatever car I'm in. That's what I believe. Right. And I think I picked them up from the dirt.
Sure. So we kind of opened the interview. You said you were thrashing away at the shop. Anytime I see pictures of you guys at the shop, it's full. So what do you guys got going on over there, and what's the plans for 2019?
Well, like you said, we always have something going. We like to stay busy. Me and Tommy Sutton, my best friend and my racing partner over here, we're here 7 nights a week. We definitely put the hours in. It's 4 to 5 hours a night, very minimum, 7 nights a week during the winter. We're looking forward to going back to Plymouth Speedway, where we won the championship in 2017. That we consider that our home track as far as the dirt is considered. So I'm super excited to bring my super street stock back to Plymouth Speedway. And Tommy Sutton, like you said, my teammate there or whatever, we've got him another new Buzzard car that got all revised and everything with a full roll race engine, and he's going to race super streets against me this year at Plymouth Speedway as well. So this is the first time in, I think, 3 years of him ever racing that we've actually raced against each other. So this should get pretty expensive and fun.
Well, I like how expensive was first in that.
Yeah, well, he's the owner. He does the checkbook and everything. Right. The old rules. You race anybody hard, but just don't take out your teammate.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Buzzard, again, I got to rely back. He's taught me so much in the last 2.5, 3 years as far as when it comes to the dirt racing. There's quote unquote team orders when it comes to Team Buzzard. You race them as hard as you can for the win. You just don't wreck each other. Right. So, and that's something that I'll hold near and dear to my heart is, hey, if we're going for the win and it's the last lap, I understand all bets are off, but we still have to fix these cars come Sunday through Thursday or Friday. So we got to use a little couth when it comes to that. So
right, absolutely.
But as far as like the extra deal, we'll see how it's working out. I was hoping and praying tonight I could possibly announce a new advertisement partner for us. We haven't nailed down all of the details yet, but if and when everything goes through, we plan on fielding a Mid-American car at Grundy County Speedway on Friday nights also. So purchased James Swan's Mid-American car from the touring series last year. He finished second in. Mm-hmm. We rebodied that. Working with, of course, full bore race engines or whatever to get an engine put together for it. But again, that all, as you know in racing, it all hinges on advertising partners. If you don't have the coin, you just don't have the coin.
yeah, absolutely. Again, money talks, and money makes the world go round. So definitely interested to see if you guys can put that deal together. But interesting to talk about Mid-Am stuff. The first time I really saw you on track was probably in the Mid-Am division at Illiana Speedway. And, we talked about Throwback Thursday a little bit here before we came on with you, and I want to see if I can take you down memory lane just a little bit and try to jog your memory. So I remember a Mid-Am feature in, I think it was 06, where you were racing side by side with Bill Nearing for several laps towards the end of the feature, and then you guys went into turn 3 and just hauled off onto the pit road entrance at Illiana. Do you remember much about that night?
Well, I didn't go unconscious, and I can remember that night and that last lap like it was 5 minutes ago.
Well, take us through it. I mean, I have a handful of moments that kind of stick out to me, watching races there and whatnot, and that's one of them that has just always stood out. I loved watching the Mid-Am cars. I thought they were really cool cars, and that's one moment that always stood out. So walk us through that.
Well, we'll start off with this. There's an amendment there, and I'll say a lot of people didn't know in the stands or around the race community or whatever, for the most part, that's my Uncle Bill. That's my mom's brother. So there's always been, and I love him to death. We don't sit down to Thanksgiving dinner, but I love him to death. He's a great guy, but. We've always been competitive, whether it was between him and my father at Raceway Park, me and him at Raceway Park, and then now we transitioned over to Illiana. There's always been a competitive spirit there. And he has always been, he's going for a win. It doesn't matter. So he's a super competitive person. We had a very good year that year. We were leading the points at the time, stuff like that. We were hopefully on our way to a championship. And I can remember, like I said, 5 minutes ago, I can remember like it was a race. We had such an awesome race going. It was side by side, every single lap. I'm on the outside, he's on the inside. I knew if I just held my position, I could be to the start-finish line each lap. So, he'd drive in on me on the corner, he'd get a better run in, but I'd get a better run off. So I knew if we stayed just side by side, I was going to be able to get the third place out of the deal, and everybody was going to be happy. Well, that wasn't quite the case going into 3. Apparently, story untold, and he only knows the truth. Right. So, the story I'm told is he believed that I was going to try and right rear him into the fence for whatever reason, and that's why he turned right and got on the throttle. So, like I said, it's only he can confirm or deny it. It is what it is. Thank God neither one of us got hurt. It tore up our race cars really bad that night. Inevitably, I lost the championship, I think, by 2 or 3 points, and that night cost me 29 points. So, you know how the Chinese telephone is. Everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's three correct versions of the story. There's his, there's yours, and there's the truth somewhere in the middle. So that's usually how it goes.
The best I told everybody about that night was this: I was running for a championship. I had the points lead. I had everything to lose. He had basically nothing to lose. So that was the best way I put it. I was, within reason, trying to get the best finish I could, but still be conservative and not try to tear up my stuff, which, in the format that we're in now, whatever, I do have to thank Dave Dotter Race Cars, because that car, he built it brand new for me that year or the year before, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Boris Shurgovich did all the spring and shock setup and bar setup and everything on the car. We had great people surrounding us in that year. I think we had like 9 fast heats, 8 fast times, and a feature win. It was just a Cinderella year. and unfortunately we just came up a little bit short. So that's what they say. It happens in racing. It is what it is.
All right. Well, now that we've rubbed salt in that wound,
geez, research better next time.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, we don't want to keep you too long. So as we do everybody, we want to give you a chance to send some shout outs or give thanks to your advertising partners. As you said, they pretty much make this go around. So the floor is yours to give thanks as you see fit.
Well, I appreciate it. First and foremost, I want to thank you, Jeremy, and Chris for allowing us to be able to come out here and have some fun and, be able to get our stories out. I greatly appreciate it. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. So first and foremost, thank you to you guys. Of course, I've got to thank Mike Hollifield, Buzzard Race Cars. Builds an amazing car. Great friend, great driver's coach. Will continue to run Buzzard cars. Dominic Pinella, he's full-bore race engines, does an amazing job on my race engines. He's definitely stepped up our program in the last 2 or 3 years. For him never building dirt motors before, whatever, he came out of the box real strong, and we're looking forward to 2019 with him as well. I've got to thank Performance Transmission, who builds my transmissions, Michael Clark from Side Bike Designs, who does all the graphics and the wraps on the cars. Obviously, I got to thank my crew, Tommy Sutton, Jake McCowan, Brandon Reed, Tom Crawford Sr. They've been with me for years, and hopefully many years to come. And I got to thank my crazy camera lady. I got to thank Jeanette Papadora. She's out. She's the reason why everybody gets to view all of my races, because she comes to all my races or whatever and tapes us. And then she reposts them. So I can't thank Jeanette enough for sacrificing all of her time and finances and everything to be able to come out and video us and support our cause. And last but not least, of course, I've got to thank my fiance Heidi, because without her, all this isn't void. It's just not fun if you don't have somebody, a loving partner or whatever, by your side pushing you to get in the garage and get the car done and be faster. So I got to thank her and tell her I love her and all that good stuff.
Yes, I echo that sentiment as well. Behind every good man's a good woman. So definitely.
Or in this case, upstairs managing the dogs.
Yeah, upstairs managing the dogs. So that works out well. Yeah,
I almost forgot one. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Have at it. The floor is yours, my man.
I'm super sorry. I apologize. It's on my note. I had to do a cheat sheet here because, of course, I've got so much on my mind. But first and foremost, good Lord, I got to thank John Boonsma. Johnny B, he has definitely just turned my whole entire program around from mid-season on last year. He believed in us. He came back on throughout this season. He, without a doubt, and I don't want to go too long on this one, but this guy, we've known about each other for many years, but never seen each other face to face. But from the moment we met, it was like we picked up on a 20-year friendship, and he supported every single decision that I've ever made with my team. That's where the WB Racing comes in at. So I can't thank Johnny B enough. We'll have him on all the cars this year, and like I said, I just can't thank that guy enough. He definitely went up and beyond our call for my team. I appreciate his friendship with me, Heidi and myself, and we're looking forward to 2019 and going and kicking some butt.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you go out and kick butt in 2019. We'll be following along, and we'll try to get out to the track and come say hey, and maybe have you back on the show here, sometime halfway through the season or so.
That'd be absolutely awesome. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, come check us out at Plymouth Speedway. You can check their schedule at PlymouthSpeedway.net and come out, enjoy. We'll drink a couple cocktails after the night's over with, and hopefully we're celebrating.
Yeah, excellent. I think that's all we got for you tonight, Shaun. Definitely thanks for coming on and having some fun with us.
All right, thanks again, guys. I greatly appreciate the interview.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Have a great evening.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye. All right, so that was Shaun Elvis Wiltjer.
Man, calling him out like that.
What was we calling him out? It's, I've always been
curious, just giving you a hard time. It's like when eventually we might get Mike Martin on. We got to ask about how it feels wrapping around a light pole.
Yeah, that's
one I'm never gonna forget.
Yeah, well, I'm never gonna forget that one because that jump started my marriage up here. So
yeah,
that was a good interview. A lot of good information there from Shaun, and I might
take some of that information back to iRacing once I finally start iRacing again next fall.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that too because I am not very good on the dirt.
Oh my God. I can do donuts really nice. But
it's really fun to do, but yeah, I gotta pick his brain a little bit more about what he sees and how to do it. But it's difficult. So I definitely want to thank Shaun for coming on, and we look forward to following him in 2019 and seeing what they've got going on. Speaking of 2019, we kind of unofficially kicked off the season.
Yeah, as far as the Midwest is concerned.
Yeah, so the memorabilia show, we had that week and a half ago now. By the time this thing comes out, obviously you had Steve Bechtel on the last episode to talk about it. How's the memorabilia show for you?
I always have fun. I wish I could have gotten around and looked at more stuff, but sitting there behind the table all day kind of monopolizes my time.
Did you guys break even or make any money?
Well, I think I came out a little bit ahead. Not much, but a little bit.
Can't complain there.
Well, I'm hoping next year we've got some better stuff to bring because I'm just trying to unload my old stuff for now. But now that I've picked up, we're doing. This is old news to everybody, but Grundy, Shadyhill, and I'll be moonlighting at South Bend. So I'll have 3 tracks at least 2 tracks worth of pictures I'm printing again, plus some other stuff in the works that I'm not going to talk about yet because A, ratings, and B, I haven't pulled the trigger on getting this stuff I need. So there's not a whole lot to talk about, but my plan is to have a better group of things, I guess.
Group of things.
Yeah.
Things are good. So
yeah, because I know my stuff's not vintage yet. So in about 20 years,
you're going to be sitting. I'm going to be sitting out of gold, man. So,
but the good news is I brought in more money than Dad spent with Stan Kalwazinski.
I guess that's a win, right?
Technically he was spending his own money, so it's kind of apples and oranges, but that was my goal. Make more than Dad spends.
So that's a good goal. It's a great goal, I think.
Yeah, I thought so.
Got to start somewhere. Start.
But that's gross, not net, because I had to pay for the table. I had to, buy breakfast that morning. So.
Good stuff. Well, another thing we want to update folks on is a couple episodes ago now, we mentioned that Paul Schaefer Jr. He was going to be one of the semifinalists for the Kawicki Driver Development Program. The finalists were announced. I think it was late last week, I think it was late last week.
I'm going to go with you on this because I remember seeing them, but I don't remember when I saw them.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've slept since then at least once. But Paul Schaefer Jr. is one of the 7 finalists for the Kawicki Driver Development Program.
It's because he drives number 7, isn't it?
You know what? I didn't think about that, but that could very well be.
Not that he's not like a talented driver or anything, but that added little bonus.
So maybe he's got the upper hand because he does drive the 7 car.
There you go. He's all 7s.
It could be. Well, he is one of the.
Apparently, he's lucky.
Yeah, apparently. Well, he is one of the 7 drivers that will be entered to win the Kawicki Cup. So each driver of the 7 drivers, first the KDDP, I guess is what it would be for. I know it's a lot of
consonants.
Yeah, it's a lot of letters and stuff for an acronym. But they all get $7,777 to support their racing expenses through 2019. I think Kawicki Driver Development also kind of helps with off-track events and social media type stuff as well.
Interview skills.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Pauly Schaefer.
Yeah. Well, lately he's done very well.
I know, but
it's done very well at that. But.
Okay, when I met Paul, he was like about that big, and his interview answers consisted of one word, if it was even word. It was more kind of like syllables.
More like grunts.
Yeah.
Well, he's done well.
It's kind of like the Ricky Bobby. Yeah, the car's really good. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well, he's done well with us, and he's done well in Speed 51.
Yes.
So he's going to be one of the 7 drivers vying for the Kawicki Cup. Basically, it's a program where drivers earn points by both on-track finishes and on off-track community engagement.
It kind of feels like the career mode in one of the NASCAR video games we used to play so much of.
Almost.
I like it.
Kind of a deal. So we will definitely want to say congratulations to him, first and foremost, but also we're going to follow him along this season to see if he can win that, because the winner gets 7 times the $7,777. That's like 50.
We should make another number 7 in this episode just because.
Maybe let's see what we can do to get there.
Can we call this episode number 7, even though it's episode number 30?
Lucky 7?
There you go.
I don't know about that.
Shaun Wiltjer drives a 1.
He drives a 1 car, yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely be following Paulie Schaefer along in that program all year, and definitely congratulations to him. One other thing we want to hit on here this week is our friends at the South Bend Motor Speedway. They have a big annual swap meet and car show coming up this Saturday. It's April 6th. Nice job knocking a table over.
Sorry.
$5 admission, runs 8 to 2 on that Eastern time zone.
Yeah. For those of you out where the sun rises.
Right, yeah. So 8 to 2.
I'm just saying, when my aunt's parents used to live in Florida, so when we were watching the Super Bowl, we'd always call them towards the end of the game and ask what the finish was.
I feel like you've told this story before.
I think I have.
I think you told it on one of the last episodes. So I don't know.
Probably, sure. But me and the crowd out at South Bend, we always kind of razz each other about Eastern time zone, Central time zone. I was really weirded out one night. Dad and I were sitting in the stands out there, and the sun was just starting to set, and it was like 10:30.
Yeah, it'll do that.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, time changes will do that for you, but yeah, if you're out that way or looking to maybe get some last minute parts for the race car, or go see some cars, it's gonna be a car show out there too. Definitely check out South Bend Motor Speedway. $5 admission, 8 to 2 Eastern time at the racetrack. So with that, we want to thank our partners here on the Illiana Stock Car Radio. Obviously, starting off, Damn It Race videos. You can check him out on Facebook and YouTube. I know he's getting ready to bring some more content to you this year, race videos for Grundy and South Bend. So go check him out. As for Motorsports Marketing, you can check them out on Facebook and Instagram as well. We're still thrashing on our race cars.
I was gonna say, if you got a few extra dollars, I'm sure he's got some spare room on the car.
No, we're running out.
I'm impressed, actually.
Yeah, we've got that thing jam-packed full. Definitely makes...
Is there going to be like a paint scheme, or are you just going to do like my brother when he was painting cars in NASCAR Racing 3 and just put all the contingencies all over it?
There is going to be a paint scheme, whether you can see it or not, I don't know. But there will be something there. I also want to thank Goodacre Photography.
Oh, hey, whoa. Yeah. That's those guys.
Yeah, those guys. Facebook, Instagram, goodacrephotography.com. I'm sure they got some pictures for you.
I'm sure we do. In fact, we just we did the Illinois Stock Car Hall of Fame last week. That was a very nice event. Oh my God, the stuff that Wayne Lensing has in that museum up there. I need to go back again when I'm not working, just so I can spend a day wandering through that museum.
Maybe that's an Illiana Stock Car Radio trip.
I'm thinking that's an Illiana Stock Car Radio trip because Art Fireball Fairman, I guess our contact, he's kind of in charge, but kind of just on the board.
Curator, maybe? He's
the guy that kind of organizes all this stuff. He, I'm going to say, invited me to the Hall of Fame festival, I guess, at the end of August this summer. But the invited to is more kind of an expected we will be there. But yeah, it was really cool. The stuff Wayne has in the museum is, I mean, Dad took some pictures of it just because, talking like presidential limousines, just old cars that had the 66 Batmobile, the 92 Batmobile, the DeLorean, the Ghostbusters ambulance, the police car from Andy Griffith, the family truckster from Vacation, and then all that's cool stuff.
Right.
And then the middle of the museum is the Illinois Stock Car Museum area with just like who's who of stock car racing in Illinois.
Awesome.
And the way they induct people, I'm still a little unsure on, but I know they divide the state into regions.
Right.
So from our region, I guess would be the closest thing to us anyway, was Ed Hoffman. So I got to hang out with Eddie Hoffman and his family because it was kind of weird. There was one surviving member of the inductee class this year.
Wow.
So it was all just families of these pioneers of stock car racing.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely going to be on our summer trip schedule.
Be on the list. So yeah, if you want to see the photos that they
they're at goodacrephotography.com/ISCHOF.
All right, so that's where you can find them at. So be sure to go check those out. Also want to thank International Women's Motorsports Association for their support. You can check them out at iwmanation.com, also on Facebook and Instagram. I said go check them out. Subscribe to their monthly magazine. I know they do podcasts as well, so go check them out. Also want to thank the folks at Left Turn Graphics. Check out their Facebook page for any of their current specials and everything that they've got going on. I know they're heavy into the sublimation stuff right now, and I know it's getting to the time where cars need to be lettered. So if you need any graphics or whatnot, check out Left Turn Graphics there. Chris, I think that's
wait. What? Left Turn Graphics and Dave.
Left Turn, yes. Well, yeah.
I feel like we've been omitting that, not intentionally, but learning from our esteemed, not partner, but very frequent guest Tony Eldridge. Left Turn Graphics and Dave. Well, Chris, I think that's going to do it for this episode. You just want to shut me up, don't you?
Well, I'm all for that. I'm looking at the timer here, and we need to kind of get the wrap thing here from the computer. So
the computer is not your boss.
One day the computers will all be our boss.
I know, but today is not that day.
Well, we're going to make it that day.
Until Arnold walks down your stairs.
It's not a tumor.
That was the wrong movie.
I know. I just picked the first Arnold thing I had going on. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry. But be sure to
thank you, though.
Yeah, but thank you. But be sure to like the video and hit the little bell. Subscribe to us so you'll get notifications when new content arises. Remember that you can catch us on iTunes, Podbean, or your favorite podcast app. You can also keep up with us on Facebook and Instagram at Illiana SCR. And once again, we want to thank Shaun Wiltjer for joining us on this week's episode.
Shaun
Elvis Wiltjer. We hope that you all enjoyed the show, and we hope you'll... What?
Can we say Shaun has left the building?
We should have said that right after we get off the phone, man.
Sorry, I just thought of it.
Man. That would have been a good closer, too.
Yes, it would have been.
That would have been good. Well, you know what? We are going to leave the building. Like I said, I hope you all enjoyed the show, and we hope you will tune in next time to Illiana Stock Car Radio.
Bye, everybody.